Okay, hello J.MAK students and welcome to MAK.STERS by J.MAK. Thank you for being here with me and also Kim we have today from Carneros Resort. Big thanks to Kim, especially because it is her birthday today and she has decided to do a webinar with us. So happy birthday, Kim.
Thank you, appreciate it.
We'll certainly have a glass of Napa Valley red wine to cheers to you this evening. For those that don't know me, I'm Meg Crosby, hospitality personality at J.MAK based in Raleigh, North Carolina. You can always reach out to me and our team by emailing hi@jmak.com for any questions about Carneros or any of our partners. Today, after the presentation, we'll open the floor for a brief Q&A session, and we will continue our MAK.STERS class sessions on May 28th. We have True Colombia travel. So we're going to take a deep dive into Colombia, one of my new favorite countries. And also the owner of True Colombia Travel also owns Canoa, a luxury, eco-friendly, sustainable property just about an hour outside of Medellin. Then on May 29th, we're going to talk with V Retreats, specifically about Cala Concetti in Sardinia and Cervinio, two of their properties. Cervinio's in Italian Alps. And then finally, May 30th, we will be with Mandarin Oriental Singapore. So you can view these events and more by visiting the events page on jmak.com. Click the RSV button to register for the webinars. So thank you for your continued support. And without further ado, Kim, please take it away.
Thank you. Thank you for the birthday wishes too. And thank you all for joining. It's really nice to be able to, when you work from home, celebrate your birthday with a bunch of people doing a video webinar. So I appreciate that. I'm going to give you a little background. I actually just started with the property in February, but I'd like to tell everybody I started vacationing at the property in 2018. And I absolutely fell in love with it. It's an amazing place to visit, and I would live on property if I could. So I started vacationing there in 2018, fell in love with the property. A friend of mine from the Boston area, which is where I'm based, a fellow hotelier, is our managing director at Costa, and that's how I started vacationing there. I repeated every year going back to the property and visiting it because I just enjoyed it so much. And long story short, when this position opened up, I had been out of the hospitality industry for about 7 years. I opened a small business. I was deciding whether or not I wanted to go back, and they reached out to me to see if I would be interested, and I jumped on it. I couldn't think of a better place to sell. So I hope everybody enjoys it as much as I do. And please let me know if you ever want to come out for a visit. We're always happy to have our TAs out there. I might not be able to do the tour myself. I would absolutely love to fly out and tour every single one of you. But sometimes I have to let the on-property crew take care of that for me. So without any further babbling from me, I'm going to go right into it and show you all the wonderful features of this property. So, 1 second here. Can everybody see my screen? Should be a hilltop pool photo.
Not yet.
Oh, hold on 1 second. Sorry about that. I hit the wrong button. How about now?
I think you need the other screen because it says this meeting is being recorded.
Oh, sorry about this, folks. Give me 1 sec. We just tested this, so sorry about this.
All good.
Well, now I lost all of it, so I'm not sure what just happened.
It's okay. People can look at me while I'm at Carneros.
Sorry. Let me try refreshing. Okay, I think I got it. Got it?
Yep, perfect.
Sorry about that.
Hooray.
I'm a little technologically challenged. So this beautiful pool, which you can see behind Meg as well, is probably my favorite place on the planet. This is our hilltop pool. And the reason we call it our hilltop pool is because, as you can see right behind the infinity pool, are the rolling hills of Napa. It's an amazing view. We have some live cows back there. You can't see them in the photo today, but we do have some live cows that will roam around back there. And it just really gives you that feeling of exactly what Napa is, which is a farm feel and just, open rolling vineyards. Just to give you an idea of where we are located, Carneros is at the base when you're first coming into the Napa Valley. So I'm just circling it here. Carneros would be one of the closest entry points from the San Francisco area. So we are really about an hour away, I would say, with traffic, minimal traffic. It's about 56 miles. About 50 miles. From Oakland, we're about 43 miles. So we do have a lot of folks that would like to fly in from the Oakland airport so that they can avoid some of the traffic in San Francisco, some of that city traffic. I come from Boston, so I would typically pick SFO just for the fact that it is a little bit easier to get some flight times. But I do talk to several people who say that with Oakland, they can shave a good 20 minutes off of the ride just by avoiding traffic sometimes. Some of the other options we have are you can also fly in from Sacramento or Santa Rosa. And we are also only 6 miles from APC if you do have anyone that's flying private. So we have some great options for getting into the valley. And then this just kind of gives you a little bit of an idea of exactly where Carneros is in relation to some of the other places that you may have heard of in the valley. I think most people have heard of the restaurant French Laundry or Chateau Montelena, which is a winery all the way up in Calistoga. On this map, it might seem like they're pretty far out, but downtown Napa here is less than 10 minutes, about 7 minutes drive from us. French Laundry, which is in the Yountville area, which is where a lot of people say that they might want to stay because they understand that that might be a little bit more of the younger, hipper vibe. There's a lot of restaurants and things like that. That's about maybe 12 minutes from us by car. And then all the way up here at Calistoga, Chateau Montelena, some of the areas where people talk about getting those big, bold reds, that's about a 30-minute, maybe 35-minute drive at best. So you can really hit up the whole valley, and it's not much of a car ride at all. And then we have here is just a couple of things just to give you that feel of Napa Valley. Our entire concept is, again, the valley is very much farmlands. It's really vast, open, beautiful. What we like to do is incorporate what Napa Valley is with a very high-end elegance, but it's not stuffy whatsoever. It's got a very relaxed feel, and I think it brings you the best of both elements, the farm style and the high-end luxury feel all wrapped into one. We call our rooms cottages. We do also have suites and homes. And the reason we call them cottages is because they are just that. They're little mini cottages that give you that feeling of entering into a brand new home that you're just maybe just closed on and purchasing. And it just gives you that sense of walking up your front steps, putting your key in the door and feeling like it's your own home. Each of them is about 450 square feet to start, and they all have their own very private backyards. The backyards are probably one of my favorite features because there is so much privacy. I visited several of the other properties in the Napa area, and there's not the amount of privacy in any of the other properties that we have. And I think that when you're on vacation, that's just such a key point. When I'm sitting out in the backyard, I just want to know that that's, you know, my backyard and nobody can see in. So we do have these, you know, great little walls, and there's a lot of greenery, and it's lush, and it just doesn't feel like, it feels like a neighborhood, which is what we call our neighborhoods. That's where our cottages are located. There's about 5 or 6 of them down each neighborhood. So we do have king beds. We have a few units that have double beds as well. Heated bathroom floors, showers, sunken tubs, and then my favorite feature to the bathrooms is all of the glass showers actually open up into an outdoor shower as well. So even if it's maybe not the nicest outdoor shower weather, I also will love to open that door and just still get a little bit of fresh air when I'm in there. There's just some photos of our backyard experiences, and you can see here those backyards, the privacy and the greenery just really give it a very homey feel. We do have some units that have sunken tubs as well for the outdoors as well as the outdoor showers, and they do all have fire pits. So there are just, you know, some days that you might feel like hanging out in the backyard, getting a little sun, maybe just cracking open a bottle of wine. You don't feel like heading up to the pool and you want to be out there all by yourself. It's a great option. Um, you can see here with the outdoor tub why privacy is so important. You don't want anybody looking into your backyard. And then we also have these fire pits, like I said, for all of the units where you can actually do some s'more kits. You can do some stargazing. You can do pop-up movies in the backyard. If you're traveling with the kids, these are all enhanced options that we can add on for a special night in your backyard. And then this is a shot of one of our cottages, which is actually a 2-bedroom. This particular unit would be 2 king bedded cottages that are adjoined by 1 backyard. So you'd have 2 king beds, each with their own bathroom, and then you'd have the 1 shared backyard. So it's great if you have a couple of couples maybe, or you're traveling with maybe your adult kids or something like that, and everybody wants their privacy, but you do want to be able to gather in your backyard together. All of our cottages also have fireplaces in the bedrooms. And then there's glass garage doors that open up onto your backyard. So if you wanted to open that entire wall up, as you can see in this photo here, that's another way that you can just enjoy some fresh air and just really take in all of the sense of Napa Valley. This particular backyard actually does have the outdoor fireplace. This is one of our enhanced backyards that goes with the 2-bedroom cottage, or excuse me, residence, sorry. And our residences have some galley kitchens. We do have some options with your own private jacuzzi, living room, and then 2 bedrooms. This is great for families that are traveling. If you want to have, you know, maybe stock up some cereal or some light snacks for the kids, things like that. We do also have options where we could have a private chef come in and do a cooking experience, a cooking class. We can actually do that in the smaller kitchens. They don't need a full-size kitchen for that. So it's a nice option if you want to do something a little bit more fun and private. And then this would be a shot of one of our homes. So we do have actual residences or people that own homes on the property. They're on a separated part of the property where there's a gate that you would need a key to enter. And there are a number of homes that people give us back to manage for them so that we can rent them out as part of like any other guest room that we have. So the 2 and 3 bedroom homes average about 2,400 square feet. And they give you all the options that you would have on property, such as all of the features of being able to use our hilltop pool, any of our restaurants. They give you all of those features, but you would have a completely private home on the grounds. It's another great option for people that are looking for something that's a little bit, say, maybe a girls' weekend away and everybody wants to be under one roof. We do a lot of bachelorette parties or, guys doing a bachelor party golf outing and everybody wants to stay together. There's large roof decks, or you can see here patios where you can do your own private events, and we can actually cater those for you as well. So you can see there's some pretty substantial kitchens and some really nice decks. There are multiple options. So you might have one 3-bedroom home that has 3 king beds, or we do have, I believe we have one option, which is 2 king bedrooms. And then there's one room that has double beds. So that would give you sleeping for, maybe 8 folks. Some of the other great features of the property are that we do have 3 restaurants. The first one up in this left-hand corner is our Hilltop restaurant, which is exclusive to our hotel guests only. The Hilltop restaurant is where we offer complimentary breakfast every morning. It's a great view of our Hilltop pool and those rolling hills with the cows. So I've been up there on numerous occasions where I've seen the cows roaming by while I'm having breakfast. It's really fun. And then we also have Boonfly here to the right, which is this red building. Boonfly is open to the public. It is open for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And it probably has the best hash browns I've ever had in my entire life. They are hash browns that I dream about when I come home. It's a very rustic farm feel, and all of the food is just outstanding. If you tell anyone that you're staying on the property, any local, they will immediately say, "Oh, Boonfly." Everybody locally will go to Boonfly for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. And then our third restaurant is our farm restaurant, which is our signature restaurant open for dinner. Boonfly and Farm are open to the public. Hilltop is only for our property guests. Boonfly and Farm are also rated. If you Google top 10 restaurants in Napa Valley, they will both come up on numerous lists. So we do get a lot of outsiders who come to these. So if you are staying with us on property, I highly suggest that you make a reservation. Boonfly is, like I said, a little bit more rustic, and Farm was just recently renovated. So it has indoor options, outdoor options, and there's always live music, which is another great feature. It's got a little bit of an Italian styling to it, but it's not it's not like going to Italy. It's just got influences of Italian. And then some of the other features of the property are we are pet friendly. We get that question a lot. This is Kelso up here in the corner, and that is our managing director's dog, who is on property every day. Otherwise, he would be an abandoned dog because our managing director is never home. So Kelso has his own park. It's called Kelso's Park. It's on property, and you will see him out there quite often. So we encourage you to bring your pet if you are visiting. There are obviously a lot of different wine events. We have wine tastings and some different vineyards that we will highlight. We can do private wine tastings for you. Anything that is wine related in Napa Valley is something that we can take care of you or take care of for you. We just installed pickleball courts. They're sponsored by Above Clico. So we do have this great little area here where we are starting to do some private events, but it is open only to our resort guests. We do ask that if you are looking to use the pickleball court, you just come down to our reception area and you sign up in order to use them. So they're usually available, but it's becoming quite popular, and it's on a first come first serve basis. And then again, up in our Hilltop area where our pool is, there is also, we just recently did a complete renovation of the pool and our outdoor jacuzzi. So those are all refreshed for the warmer months. There's always tons to do on the property, from beekeeping, our farming. We take all of this very seriously. When we say farm to table, we do actually have a beekeeping experience. We make our own honey. We have farm beds everywhere. We grow all of the products that you'll find for your fresh salads and some of our amazing side dishes. It's just a beautiful way to just take in the whole area. And then we do have a spa as well. Our spa is open for our resort guests only. So you don't have a massive size spa where you have numerous outsiders coming in. It's a very relaxed atmosphere. We can book those in advance for you. If you're looking to come to the property, we can put you in touch with our spa manager or with our concierge to set up appointments in advance. And then we take our fitness very seriously. So this is a second pool that we have. This is our family-friendly pool called Otto's Pool. Right behind that, you can see our fitness center. And we also do some wellness classes, which are complimentary when you're staying with us. So if you wanted to take a yoga class or anything like that, we have a schedule of classes while on property, and there's no additional fee for that. And we do also think that the pickleball courts are another way to enhance getting a little bit of wellness into your vacations. And then, like I said, experiences. There's lots to do for adults and children alike. It's not what I would consider an adult property or a child property. I think it's a property that's really for everyone. We probably don't want the kids doing the sabering over here with the champagne bottles. But by all means, there's always something to do for the adults and the kids. We have giant chess pieces. We have cornhole. We have bocce courts. We've got bicycles that you can tool around the properties on. There's just so many things for the kids to do. And on numerous occasions, I can say I've, I have actually witnessed them dancing on the lawn to the live music while the folks are maybe having a glass of wine at dinner. So it's just a great place for the whole family to experience. We can also take you on a tour of the gardens. We have some live chickens on property, so the kids love to be out there experiencing all of that farm fun as well. And then this would just be the valley itself. There's lots to do. And, it's not all about wine. People ask that a lot, what to do if you're not a wine drinker. There's plenty to do. There's hiking trails. There's biking. There's so much outdoor and so much beauty to be experienced. There are hot air balloons. That's about, I would say it's about 10 minutes from us. So these are all things that we can arrange for you. Of course, there is numerous wine tasting options as well. And we have an amazing concierge staff who can actually work with you to design, the trip of your dreams and help you to get into some of these wineries. And then it's just an idea to give you the grounds. So in this area here, you see this is where our, sorry, let's start up the top here. This area up top, this would be where our hilltop pool is. And then you can see all of the vineyards, actually some cows back there, some cartoon cows, but we do have real ones. All of these little neighborhoods in here, these are where all of our cottages are. And then the rest of this property here, this would be Boonfly and the reception area. And just give you an idea, the grounds are really not massive. It's very easy to get around and it's not confusing at all, which I love about the property as well. You can see we've been awarded numerous accolades. And other than that, the only thing that I would love to tell people is that we do have several options for if you're looking to come into the property and you're traveling from San Francisco, or if you're, the drive market, there is parking on property. So we can actually, you can park right outside of your cottage. Or I tell people all the time, Ubering is a great way to get around. If you do Uber to the property and you're looking for transportation beyond that, we have a fleet of Cadillacs that we allow you to use as complimentary. So we just ask that you sign out one of the cars and you're welcome to drive them yourself. We don't actually just drive you out somewhere within a 5-mile radius. We let you take the cars wherever you need to go. And then we just ask that you replenish a little bit of the gas. So it's a great way to get around the valley as well. And that would be it.
Thanks, Kim.
Sure.
Speaking of transportation, we just had a quick question. Sorry if I missed this, but if one flies into SFO, can transportation be coordinated with Carneros to the resort?
Absolutely. So we do work with several different car drivers. Drivers are very popular in in Napa as well, because so many people will utilize them to do their wine tastings. I mean, if you can imagine you're going to a couple of wineries, you're drinking wine all day. A lot of people would like to hire a driver for that. So there's plenty of options for us, and there's options that range in size as well. I know we work with some companies that will actually do groups of people, so you can have a pickup for maybe 6 or 8 people all in one vehicle. Yes, we can arrange that for you.
Perfect. Keep in mind too, if you have clients that want to extend their stay in the California region, we have options that pair greatly, no pun intended, with Carneros. So Farmhouse being one of them in Sonoma is a beautiful destination. We also have just rejoined our partnership with Cavallo Point, which is just across the bridge in San Francisco. And kind of similar vibes in a way with like Carneros and Cavallo Point, San Francisco proper. And then also keep in mind too that Edgewood Tahoe would even be a great option as well for clients that want to drive kind of in between. It's probably around like a 3-hour drive from Napa over to South Lake Tahoe and Edgewood Tahoe Resort. So they could do some mountains and winery. There's a lot to offer kind of throughout that region with J.MAK properties. So reach out to obviously us here at J.MAK or Kim for any of those requests. Do we have any other questions? Feel free to put them in the chat box or into the Q&A. Otherwise, Kim will be following up with you once I send her all of our attendees for the webinar. So we'll be sure to send a copy of this recording. You can always find that too on our YouTube channel as well. So we upload all of our recordings for MAK.STERS sessions, so you can find those there. But it looks like we're all set to go, Kim. So happy early birthday now.
Thank you. Appreciate it. And I hope to hear from you all soon. I will certainly reach out and see if we can get you to visit the property firsthand and experience it for yourself.
And if you're in the Boston area, say hello to Kim in person.
Yeah.
Y'all go grab a glass of wine.
You can catch me on either coast.
I love it.
Thank you. Have a great day, everybody.
Thanks, everyone.